Okay. Um, Good morning, everyone. Well, I hope it's morning where you are. Well, anyways, it's morning over here. This is 10 a.m. WAT, West African time. Today, we are going to do another episode of live Forex analysis. All right. So to continue from where we picked up last Monday, okay, we are going to just try and get back to that and all this. So as you can see there, if you guys remember correctly, there was a analysis that I made on Monday, all right, on GU. This is it there. Okay, so I'm still on a trade. Currently it's actually not going too far, but well, it is going. It is going. That's all I can say. So let's get into it, all right, and we'll see what is going on. Okay. So first things first, let's go into DX5. Already look into the daily what's it called again? Uh, we've already got into the daily time frame. Sorry, the weekly time frame. Okay. Sorry, my mind is a little bit fuzzy. It's just that we had celebrations yesterday. It was my dad's birthday, and I think I drank more than I should have. So my mind is a bit foggy, but well, let's not mind that, yeah. So yeah. Now let's take a step back and go to the daily time frame, right? So on the daily time frame, um currently on the daily time frame, I saw here that I think I did this analysis on the live from Monday, right? I was saying that this is a this here was a oh, why is my mind so foggy? Ah, okay, I'm sorry, let me start fresh. DXY daily time frame. Okay, on Monday I did mention that we had a range, all right, a weekly range from here to this place on the weekly. All right, that's for last week. So from this week, we should start looking into something where we can take price into, which I mentioned that we had a fair value gap around here because this here is a week, right? So there's a candle here. Price came down and went back up, right? Meaning that there was some price action here, but then we now broke through that. So making this whole thing here a daily range. Now, next thing that we should be looking at is going to be POI. So I mentioned that could be this black candle or could be the fair value gap around here or whatever, which actually have the assistance of a key level around this area, which is why there was a high probability. And now I expect price to actually go higher. Okay, higher to where? Well, this high for a start and this high here for a better target. All right. So this is also going to be a draw on liquidity for me. Okay. If you go down to the 4 time frame on the DXY, we'll meet something there. Let's see what we're gonna have there. Uh, Network is a bit slow. Okay, work with that. I forgot to actually start with what's it called? With the whole Forex Factory, blah 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 blah. But this is 10 a.m. So most of the news should have already played out. Okay, if we had any for the morning period. So what we should be looking at instead is going to be in the afternoon. Okay, so I'll do that after I do the analysis. All right. So continuing, all right. We have this here. So on the 4 time frame, we saw here that we had the daily fair value gap, which was used, right? Price came back down again and touched this 4 hour fair value gap. By the way, we had the fair value gap to the downside, and then we have the fair value gap to the upside, showing that the strength is changing actually. So basically, this here is the little fair value gap that price reacted to and then started going up from there. Okay, so what does that make it for us now? Meaning that this actually might become a new daily range altogether. Okay, I don't think price is going to come down to this place again. So if you go down to lower time frames such as the 1 hour, you see what I'm talking about there. The fair value gap basically disappeared. Okay, but we did come here to sweep liquidity. We also swept liquidity from here. Okay, meaning that this whole place here, from this low to this high, is actually dealing range, like I said before. Now, what are the possible areas where we can actually take a trade from on this area? Okay, number one, we have a fair value gap here. Number two, we have this guy, which looks like another block, which to me is actually a very probable place for price to actually come to. Okay, so I think I'll be working with this particular order block. All right, then this sweep here. So with that, we actually have our target, which is this high. But then remember that on the daily time frame, I'm actually aiming for this guy here. Let me zoom out a little bit and put this in back into play. Okay, put this in back into perspective. So this is the main target now. So basically, what we're gonna do now is that we're going to take a long position from this other block. Our stop loss is going to be here, and this is where we're going to target. Okay, giving us a 1:6 altogether on DXY. Okay, so I am going to be not I'm going to be I am bullish on DXY. All right, and this is my trade idea for DXY. Now, with that in mind, let us go into Euro USD. Now, on Euro USD, I was already making this plan. I already had the inverse value gap marked out. Okay. We had the sweep inside the inverse value gap. Price eventually made another block there. But I don't trade EU, so I'm not taking this. Well, I might take this one because I'm analyzing with you guys. So yeah, whatever. Basically, EU is doing the opposite of what DXY did. And as you can see here, we have that sweep, order block, and all of that, right? We even have some little liquidity here. This here is an endorsement liquidity, okay? It's not actually touching the fair value gap or the order block, so this is endorsement liquidity for me. I expect price to actually get back into this and sell from there. So if you're going to sell EU, you're selling from here. Our stop loss here, okay, at the sweep level. Usually price is not going to come back to the sweep, usually. So where are we going to target? Now, for that, you're going to go back to the daily time frame, okay? Remember where we targeted on the DXY? It was something like this, okay? It wasn't all the way to the low, but this was the main target that we had on DXY, okay? So this here is going to be my target for EU. All right, let me keep it close. Let me keep it close to the chart. So now go back to the day to the 1 hour. Okay, and now we have this as a target, giving us a 1:5 on EU. All right. So it's not a bad risk to reward ratio for me. I like that pretty much. Okay. If you want to get a more refined entry, you can even use this fair value gap here. You're going to enter from the middle of the fair value gap. All right. So it's going to be something like this. Why am I lagging? Is this my laptop? What? Okay, I'm back. Okay, so like I was saying, this is the fair value gap here. So you're going to enter from here, giving you a 1:5.4. But I'll just stay at a 1:5. I'm okay with that. Okay, so I have a 1:5 on EU. I'm going to take this trade. All right. Take a snapshot of this. I'm also going to take a snapshot of DXY. You know, snapshot. So we go back to GU. Okay, and what is GU doing now? I'm not going to use this guy anymore. This level gap. This level gap is here, cool and fine. But like, if you're actually talking about the major structure here, if you're talking about this guy here, this white candle that we have here. Okay, so that is going to be the other block that we should be looking at. Okay, let me just hide this for a second. So look at what happened here. Okay, this here is actually equal highs. I actually took a trade from around here and I hit stop loss, but that's calm. That's cool. So this here is equal highs. The equal highs got cleared out. I think I've mentioned something about equal highs and equal lows before. Whenever we have something like that, usually price just comes with the place and then go back down, right? So we see here that I think we actually came down. We came up to these guys here like some sort of order block, respected it, and came down from there. Okay, so we after we broke structure, which is this candle over here. I believe that this here is going to be our main order block right now. The last black candle before the break of structure, okay, followed by a fair value gap. Now, so far so good. I feel like this fair value gap is low key being respected, but I'm not going to expect much from it. Okay, so if I want to continue selling my GU, because I know that GU is a very big fan of other blocks, I would like to actually sell from here. My stop loss is going to be at the soup level once again. Okay, where am I going to target? Let's go back to the daily. You already know where the DXY is going to on the daily, right? But then I already had something like that before. Okay, I think I've mentioned about this on the Monday analysis. So it's going to be from here all the way down to this place, giving us a 1:6.9, almost a 1:7. All right. So this here is my new order block on the JPB USD. All right. It's going to be a re-entry. All right. So I'll wait for price to get back into it. And from there, we'll now take some sales. Now, I believe that this thing is going to trigger probably around 11. I don't know. We're still going to be inside the New York, um, not a New York key zone, right? But like, you're seeing the session overlap, okay, until 1 p.m. So we still have time for that to trigger. I'm going to leave this here. It's going to be a setup I'm going to be taking. So let me make this into look a little bit cleaner. All right. I like when my chart is clean. Having a clean chart is actually going to help you to minimize the workload on yourself. Let me just hide this one for now. Yeah, I already know there's something there. So let's get now let's go into UJ. Okay, UJ has been making highs after highs after highs after highs, and it is crazy because like that's some crazy motion on UJ. Okay, in a second. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, UJ has been going on some crazy motion these days. Okay, it's just high after high after high after high. And it's kind of crazy because I literally don't know what the next move is. Okay, it's becoming quite kind of like unpredictable. On the daily time frame, you're just going to be seeing candle after candle after candle, and there's basically no pullbacks. Okay, if you're to have any pullback right now on the UJ, I would say that it's going to be around here, but then I can't even say for sure because UJ is some crazy motion that I can't even describe right now. So if you're looking at this, okay, we have some key levels around here, okay, but I don't know. I really don't know. This could even be like endorsement liquidity showing that price could actually come back down to this area. To be honest, I don't know. And now you're having this crazy candle just clearing out all these ones here that formed previously. So you already know that something's already going on here. I'm actually going to wait. Okay, probably by New York session, I'll get back to UJ. All right, I don't really have much of a bias on UJ currently. So I'm going to just skip that. Okay. Next up, let's check on some things that I love that are on my list. This is my favorite list. Okay, this is my A plus. This is my A plus list because most of the pairs here actually use give me wins back to back. So we have seen GU. We have okay. Let's go into gold. Okay. So basically, gold right now we have been on a big run. All right. So we started from this daily fair value gap and all of that, and right now we're still going up. I actually hope that gold will keep on going up a little bit more. Why I'm saying that is because on the daily time frame, we are still very much bullish, right? We could actually come back down to this area. But like I don't know if we will, okay, because gold has been extremely bullish. Okay, sometimes when gold is extremely bullish, it doesn't normally come back for some POIs. I think we saw that when we were running around this area. Okay, we had a lot of fair value gaps and POIs left behind around here, and we never came back for it. I feel like gold is rushing to the $5,000 mark right now. Okay, And if we, okay, we actually closed above this high. So yeah, this validates this area here. Okay. So since we closed here, this here is going to be a sweep, a break of structure. All right. Sorry, I'm acting as another block. So this here is a break of structure. I'm waiting for price to get back down inside this particular fair gap here. Okay. So yeah, this is actually going to be my play on gold. I'm going to actually buy from this middle of the fair gap, and then I'm going to take it up all the way to, let's say, 4750. Okay, 4750 or 4, no, is either 4750 or 5000. It has to be one of the two. Okay. The reason I'm saying 4750 is because I feel like that's the nearest level that most people are expecting to get to. All right. Um, if we go and dissect it on the lower time frame, what do we get? The fair value gap actually expands a little bit. We have one here, one here. Right. So on the 1 hour time frame, it still spans even more. Okay. We have all these whole areas of fair value gap, and look at this. We have a low around here. So basically, this is endorsement liquidity there. It's looking pretty. Also, alongside that, I think you're actually making more trend line liquidity here. So basically, this here is liquidity. If you ask me, I would go with this particular fair value gap here. All right, why am I saying that? I'm simply saying that because I feel like we had reaction here, 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 and around here. So basically, I expect price to actually come back at least this particular level. Okay, so and I feel like it's going to be pretty great to see price coming back down there. It's still within the 4 hour fair value gap, so it's very likely to work as well. So this increases my win ratio to 5R if I'm actually taking it to the 4750 zone. Okay, if I'm actually holding on to the 5K, I'm holding to 5K, it's going to be about a 1:14. Okay, but there's a good chance that's actually going to get to that 5K, all right, before January ends. So yeah, this is what I have in plan for DXY, and then for silver, it's something very similar. I've already analyzed silver. Okay, so this is my plan for silver over here. So silver made a break of structure. We had the sweep here. Okay, this one is the 1 hour time frame. Although I've not checked the higher time frame, I'm going to do that right now. It's my bad. It's actually a bad thing. Daily, we're not going to send anything on the daily, just crazy bullish. Okay, so we have the but let me delete everything here. Only the break of structure stays. Okay. Uh, we have a, and also something that I actually want to show you guys about silver is that I noticed something about silver is that it keeps on respecting fair value gaps over and over. One, two, do not respect this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like it's just respecting fair value gaps. So I feel like um I'll use fair value gap this time around. I don't even know if I want to use other block. Okay. I really missed my chance here last week. So oh well. So now what do we have on silver? We have a 4 hour fair value gap. All right. So price will make his return back inside the range. 2 hour, 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour. So let me check if we have this. Okay, we don't have it. Okay. Yeah, we do have a sweep here. Bunch of fair value gaps, right? So I'm trying to believe the price is actually going to come back down here. Okay, I have this strong feeling that price is going to do that. If it doesn't do that, then I'm cooked. Or probably just find a way to enter inside the this thing. So my reason for selling from there is actually because of this candle here. Okay, this is the 30 minutes order block. Last set of candles before the break of structure, right? We have a fair value gap here and whatever. We also have another one around here. So to me, this is actually cool and calm. So I want to be buying from here. Marking this as another block. We have a bunch of equal lows around here. Okay, so you know that what kind of liquidity this is. And remember that we have a fair value gap around here. So there's two possibilities now. Price either going to come and sweep these equal lows and then go up from there and leaving me behind, or we're going to go back to the other block and then I'll get tagged and we'll go along from there. But I believe I'm going to get tagged. I do believe I'm going to get tagged here. So I actually have a bunch of setups for the week. Okay. I'm going to take a long position from here. All right. But from here, my target is actually the hundreds. Okay. Like I mentioned previously, the silver has been selling for around $100, 120. So I believe that we're going to go higher, giving us a 1:7.5. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. So I'm going to take a snapshot of this. Max Silver. I don't think I'm at right now. Okay. Let's check Nasdaq. Okay. On Nasdaq, what do we get on Nasdaq? Little Nas. Okay, so let's go to the daily. All right. Daily time frame is not really giving me any signs, any clear signs. 4 hours. What do we get on the 4 hour time frame? 4 hour time frame. We do have a little fair value gap and reverse fair value gap as well. We do have a sweep. Okay, but then we also have a sweep on the upside as well. It's kind of confusing. You get like is it feels like it's not trying to show the real direction of where price is trying to get to. Okay, so let's keep going. On the 1 hour time frame, we have a sweep here, but then when it came down, swept this place. So probably we should be going up from here. Probably it's a very high. It's a very, I don't know. I'll just say like 50-50. I don't know when price is ranging. Okay, it doesn't really give me clarity. But yeah, if you're talking about the sweeps and all that, we serve this low here inside the fair value gap, which to me is actually a very nice thing. Okay, a sweep, a break of structure, right? So this is a break of structure. We also had what can we consider this endorsement liquidity? Probably yes. Probably yes. So break of structure, probably endorsement liquidity. Yeah. And this could actually be another block. That's another block. Then we would want to see the 50% of this other block being respected. Otherwise, is it gonna? All right. So let's see. Okay, still respecting 50%. We have a bunch of equal highs around here, so definitely there's a bunch of liquidity above here. Okay. Alongside that liquidity, if we're actually going to the upside, we would want to mark this high. Okay. Overall, we have a bunch of highs on the daily time frame around here. I don't think we have cleared that out yet, so you could actually go further. But for now, this is actually what I'm seeing on Nasdaq. It's a low probability setup for me because I don't really see most of these things clearly right now. But if I should say, uh, we have a CIST, right? We have I keep calling CIST, CIST, whatever we call it, chain instead of delivery. Okay, so let's observe this in further. I need to see a clean break of the high before I can make any good assumptions about price right now. But we came here, respected this key level, I guess. No, there's no key level here. Forget about that. But yeah, I believe price has to go up. I believe price has to go up. I like to stay in the 50-minute time frame, but then if this next candle can come here and just close above this high, then I will believe that this here is going to be another block. Okay, and this is a sweep. We'll have a break of structure, right? And we can actually buy from there. So we'll be entering a long position from here. We put our stop loss around here, but then I will push my stop loss a little bit lower. Just have a good what am I gonna go with now? A good way of like, you know, stopping myself from getting stopped out just in case price decides to misbehave. I don't know. Nasdaq has been really, really tricky lately, but yeah, overall, I'm going to actually target this one. We have this liquidity here and this liquidity here. So this one is giving us a 1:8. I'm also going to take a snapshot of this, my journal. All right, so I'm going to set an alert here. I want to know when price is crossing this area. And I also want to know when price is getting to this other block here. So I'm going to set it a little bit above. Okay. I'm going to mark this out. And then for gold, I'm going to mark this liquidity being cleared out. It's going to give me a heads up. For silver, same thing. I want to see when the liquidity is getting cleared. All right. For GU, I want to know when we're getting triggered. Okay. When price entering the what's it called? The other block. Okay, same thing for no, this one's I want to know when the liquidity is being cleared out because that's going to give me a heads up too. So what remains here is just GJ. Okay. Now, I don't know if anybody has any requests or anything, but like, yeah, let me clean out my chart on GJ and start afresh from the daily time frame because I really don't understand what the JPY pairs are doing these days. Okay, they just left me behind for no reason. UJ took me out on the most unexpected way, GJ too, and I don't know. Ever since then, I've just been beefing. So daily time frame, yeah, we have a sweep, we have a series of down close candles, possible the block. We have a bearish gap here, another one here. So either one could use my price. I don't know. I just feel like we should just wait for price to come back down. Either this level gap or this one here. Oh, where? Which one exactly? Let's check it out. I believe it's going to be the lower one. Yes, it's the lower one. I'm not going to take this trade. I am not taking this trade. Okay, I'm not gonna. It could go well. It could, but I'm not going to take this trade. Okay. It's low probability for me. I don't have a full close above here, so nah. Let me get back to GJ. Okay. So yeah, daily time frame. We don't actually get much here. You go down to 4 hours. What do we get? The sweep still valid. There's a key level around here. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for price to like come back down. If I want to wait for price, I'm going to wait for it to get back inside the discount area. Okay, I want to see price inside the discount zone before anything here because like I want to see this. Okay, it's going to get back inside the discount and then go up from there. So let's check if we have any setups that is showing that we are going downwards. As we cleared out this high, I would have said, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. There was going to be a bigger chance there, but no, nope. So, well, there's nothing on GJ for me. Let's check US 30. US 30 is looks like we actually tapped this family gap, which is a good thing. But we swept this high, which is a bad thing. 4 hour time frame. There's another sweep there. I think this is equal highs, right? Yeah, this is equal highs being swept. That's crazy. Since this one is rising, then guess who's rising as well? Yep, one is rising. I feel like I should just take this trade, but like with a very small risk. I mean, it's a 1:8, right? What's the worst that could happen? Even if it's a 1:5, nah. Um, Nothing here. So nothing on US 30, J and GJ. Okay, so I think that'll be the end. But like, let me just go into Bitcoin. We had an analysis on Bitcoin the other day. So that analysis did not actually play out. Okay, let me go back to the daily time frame once again. Let's see. We have a breakout structure through here. So we have a whole new daily range being validated right now. So basically from this low to this high over here, is a whole new dealing range altogether. Okay, so we should be looking inside that range to see what we can get from that. So we do have a sweep here, okay, and a break of structure. What does that mean? That means that our range is actually getting smaller. So this is the POS, this here is the swept EOL. So now our range shifts to this particular spot now. So we're going to be working with anything inside this particular range, okay? Low here, high, 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 high. So key level around here, okay? We check the line charts, okay, it's going to be around here, around this area. So I would believe that probably we will be using this area, okay? Let's use the whole key level as a support and resistance zone instead, okay? So with that, we see price coming towards here and we're going to take a buy from around here. Probably or likely this guy here. Since this whole thing here is going to be another block, I would like to take it from the top because this other block is looking somehow small in my eyes. So, but this one is also serving as another block. So this is it here. I will take a buy from around here. Okay. So yeah, this is what I have for Bitcoin right now from the forward time frame. Then where do we take it to? Usually it's going to be all these highs and lows. I need to go to the higher time frame, like the daily, to see if that's a valid place. We have a couple of key levels around here, so I would actually look around this area to have a take profit. Okay, so that gives me a 1:4 basically. Price might actually go higher than that. Like Bitcoin might actually be making a comeback. Okay, so let us see what happens. Okay, I'm going to use this guy here as my other block. Um, oh yeah, sorry. Possible second target this high, which is going to give us, I'm assuming it's going to be a 1:7. Oh, 8.8. Crazy. So a 1:8. Not bad, not bad. So target one, target two. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go along with this. Let me check if the 2 hour time frame gives me something clearer. Nope, that's it. That's about that. Yep. It gets clear on the 4 hour time frame, but not other time frames. Sure. So let me take a snapshot of this. And yeah, I think we're done with with the analysis parts, okay, on all the pairs. Okay, so let us go into Forex Factory and see what we have for today. Okay. Now, well, I don't know what's going on here, but then this is for today. Okay, today, January 14th. We do have core PPI by 2:30. We have core retail sales. We have PPI again month over month. We have retail sales month over month. Okay, so the major ones that I'm looking at now is going to be these two here, the core PPI and the core retail sales. Okay, then this one is October data. What happened to, oh, this was when the market shut down. Oh shit. This might get tricky. This might get tricky, but we'll overcome. Wait, 10, 9. Okay, it's just a 1 hour window, right? So basically, anyways, this is the sessions. Okay, so first we're going to be clocking into the 11th hour of the day. Asia slash London session is only a 1 hour window. Is this one that I think is 2 hours, right? 3? Oh wow, that's crazy. Anyways, yeah. So this is actually what we have for today. Okay. Um, I've not actually been in touch with the whole um news thing, but I believe that yesterday we had a very bad reading for the CPI, right? I expected this to happen, but I wasn't so sure. Okay. So so is change of price of goods purchased by consumers, consumer price index. So basically, we had a very bad reading on that. Sometimes, or most times, actually reflects on what is going to happen to PPI. So PPI, I'm actually getting bad reading today as well. Might. Okay. So I think this is it for today. I'll be stopping here. All right. Um, I'll be doing a giveaway later in my community. So if you're not in my community, make sure you follow me on X. All right. If you don't follow me on X, then my handle is FX Picasso. All right. So let me get my Twitter profile here. Nah, I don't show you guys my Twitter profile right now. My date of birth is showing there. I don't want you guys know when exactly I was born, but yeah, it's on 31st of January. Okay. So my birthday is coming soon. Anyways, it was good to have a live analysis with you guys. Okay. Wow, tough crowd today. We actually had about 40 viewers on Monday, and today we have only one viewer currently. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Don't worry. Maybe I'll start doing giveaways and stuff, and then people start coming in. So until next week, and tomorrow we're going to be having a live analysis for the community alone.